much. Hey, all. Welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. Last night we had thunderstorms and my dogs were absolutely petrified. For some reason, off late, they're afraid of thunderstorms. So I'm up a little bit late and a little groggy. I didn't have good sleep. But the market seems to be range bound. Just jumped a little bit on the fear and gauge meter. Fear and greed meter. This gauge is showing just a 1% improvement in greed. We are slightly more greedier today than we were yesterday. There are some good news and there are some little bit of bad news. The good news is that China calls US trade talks good, even as they try to fight each other in the media. So that is still good, which shows that China also wants to make a deal. The other thing which is not good is Japan assets saw record foreign inflows in April as investors fled US markets, and that promise still holds. Basically, that could explain a little bit of lack of demand, if you may, for some bonds, and the money is moving out. If the money moves out, it could also move out from the stock market. But overall, the Japanese economy as such has not shown that great a promise. This could be just a flight to safety, I hope. Next, we have this heading which says Trump announces $14.5 billion Etihad order from 28 Boeing planes with GE engines. Now, Boeing is something that that stock I don't buy, because they have had a very bad track record of late in terms of execution and in terms of being able to meet timelines, including their space projects. So I would say that combined with the reputation of Boeing and combined with the reputation of Trump, like the Foxconn launch or the infrastructure week and so on and so forth, the chances of this being an optical illusion is quite high, because I think if Etihad was ordering Boeing planes, 28 Boeing planes, they would have a similar kind of order for Airbus, because they wouldn't want EU to be pissed off. So we haven't heard that kind of a news out there. So maybe this is an old order being highlighted now, which is also some of the things that they have done in the past, or it could be a new order. So because I don't know what is true, I'm just going to discount this news. I would like to hear from you guys. If I'm being overly skeptical, put that in the comment section, please. Next, there are two major catalysts for NVDA today. One is NVIDIA owned 900 million in CoreWeave stock as of March. Now, if you go to CoreWeave and look at their stock price, they launched an IPO somewhere around 28th of March. And from then to now, if you see, we have had a gain of almost close to 64.31%. And all this gain is sitting in the balance sheet for NVIDIA. Of course, as a percentage of the company, it might be small, but this is a significant gain out here in the asset that they hold. So to that extent, I think this is a very big positive. All the other thing that I want to talk about is how's latest budget is a fiscal time bomb. Now, it calls for a lot of tax cuts. It also calls for increasing defense spending. And it also calls for cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, those kind of things. So both from a political perspective as well as a fiscal perspective, it's a really bad bill. And if it gets passed, that could be a little bit of a sugar rush, because companies may do some buybacks and high net worth individuals might be able to sock away some more money. But the consumer who is driving the US market, based on which the tariffs are being enacted, a consumer is going to become weak, because they'll have to pay for their own insurance at a much higher price. So overall, it's not a great thing. That's what the headline means, in my opinion. That said, let's go on and have a look at what we have out here in the futures. We have got S&P 500, which is up 0.31%. As you will notice, it's creeping up slowly. There's plenty of room for it to go up. I think it might find a minor line of resistance somewhere out here. So for today, I think the minor line of resistance is 5996.60. I'm going to color it orange so that we can see what's happening here. So this is another interim step. And we still have a little more room on the RSI. MACD is bullish, but tending towards the signal line. And soon we'll have to start watching for divergence and see if there is any kind of divergence. Nasdaq is as good as S&P 500 today. Yesterday, it was behind the curve when it comes to matching up with S&P 500. So that is good. Are we going to compensate for yesterday's deficit, or was the yesterday's compensation that for a previous surplus? I don't know. But compared to S&P 500, NASDAQ is also looking equally good today. Support continues to be 21,254. Resistance continues to be around 22,056. That said, MACD is looking pretty good. RSI is on the overbought state. We can go higher on the RSI scale above 70%, above overbought. When the market is in euphoric conditions. I think right now, market is not in the euphoric conditions. I think they would start realizing all the issues of the tariffs coming into roost, and probably they might go a bit easy. And that's why I'm thinking that overbought out here would mean the real deal. And then look at the dollar index. It's still just below this horizontal line of resistance. Our resistance at 100.89 is going to be our horizontal line of resistance for today. And we have support from both the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving averages. Now, I want to go and have a look at the 10-year yield. 10-year yield has turned down. So could this be creating a new higher high and higher low scenario? That's quite possible. And therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line out here, a line of resistance, and I'm going to show where it ends. I've got at least 2 touch points out here. And yeah, I'm satisfied with this way. So we have a support today for weeks at around 4.374. And let us see how it goes. MACD is turning towards the signal line, and momentum is dropping, and it's almost halfway to the 50% mark. So I think it's likely to experience some consolidation today, because as I said, if you look at the market, it's creeping up slowly. So I'm thinking that VIX is also going to move sideways for a little while. Now, that said, let us go on and have a look at the actual indicators where we left them. S&P 500 has a resistance today at around 5,986.01, and its support will start at 5,881.56. And MACD momentum, both are pretty good. And there's still room on the RSI scale for being overbought, so it can go up further. NASDAQ is up 0.08% out here as of yesterday's close. And we might probably open about 21,370.23 today. And if we stay above this, then it would mean that this is going to become a validated support. So I'm going to hold on my opinion to that until those things happen. Right now, MACD is tending towards the signal line, though it is bullish. And momentum in RSI are very elevated. RSI shows overbought. And therefore, given the environment that we are in, the chances of us coming back into this red box is pretty high, in my opinion. Now, let us look at gold. Gold is down 2.26%. And as soon as gold approaches somewhere around this line, diagonal line of support for today, the diagonal line of support says that the support is going to be 3137.2. So when we come closer to this, I might buy a little bit of gold ETF, physical gold ETF, and play with that for a while. So that's my strategy. Next, let's go on to AI. NVDA has got those major catalysts behind it. It's already jumped up to where it had peaked yesterday, and it's at 136.23 right now, a gain of 1.04% in pre-market sessions. That makes a minor line of support at 128.50 to be a support for today, and the resistance today is going to be 140.01. MACD momentum, both are pretty good. Actually, momentum seems overbought. I mean, RSI is overbought. I think it could go up a little further or consolidate before coming down. And then we look at Meta, which is down 2.35% as of yesterday and up 0.08% as of pre-market trading. And for it, 630.65 continues to be a support, and resistance continues to be 656.42. And if you look at Google, Google was down 0.85% yesterday, but it's up 1.38% today. That makes 164.43 its support for today, and the resistance for today is 169.25. Next, let's look at Amazon. Amazon was down 2.42% yesterday, and it's up 0.32% in pre-market trades. And therefore, the support for today is going to be 200.64. And the resistance for today is going to be 207.87. Next, we go on to look at Apple. Apple was down 0.41% yesterday and it's up 0.16% today, which makes the support at 207.54 and the resistance at 218.97 to be the range within which the stock will move today. And then we come to Microsoft. Microsoft is down 0.03% in pre-market trades, and it was up 0.04% yesterday. So Microsoft is doing a little bit of a consolidation movement out here, finding it hard to break through 454.72. That 454.72 seems to be a hard stop. But if we break through above that, then we'll create new highs. But if we do not, and which is what I suspect will happen today, then our minor line of support at 447.99 comes into play. And MACD is tending towards the signal line. Even though it is bullish, it's trying to cross over to the bearish side. RSI shows severely overbought signs. So chances of it coming down is much higher than the chances of it going up. Next, let's look at Tesla, which was down 1.40%, and pre-market it's up 1.14%. So support is going to be 329.13. Resistance is going to be 362.58. And our momentum is pretty high and RSI is overbought. I would say that caution is exercised with Tesla at this stage. Oracle was down 2.18% yesterday and pre-market it's up 0.53%. Support is going to be 157.30 and our resistance is going to be at around 162.23. Right now we are at 160.25 in pre-market trading. If you look at AMD, it was down 2.32% yesterday and it's up 2.52% in pre-market trades. Right now we are at 117.89. Therefore, our support is 114.68 today and resistance is 125.08. And let's look at SMCI. SMCI was down 2.31% yesterday and it's up 2.32% today. Our support will continue to be 42.77 and our resistance is going to be a 50.29. I'm going to mark this red. So that's the range of support and resistance for SMCI. We have Broadcom, which was up 0.22% yesterday and 0.03% today. So minor line of support at 227.38 is our support today. Right now we are at 232.71. Therefore, our resistance at 236.80 functions as a resistance today. Palantir was down 1.59% yesterday, and today it's up 0.83%. So support continues to be 124.64. As far as the resistance is concerned, I think anything goes with regard to the resistance for Palantir. SMH is down 0.35% as of yesterday and up 0.29% in pre-market trading. Support continues to be 245.37 and resistance continues to be 250.92. Then we have Tempest AI, which was down 3.37% yesterday and it's up 1.76% in pre-market trades. So our support for today is 59.38. Resistance is 64.55. Next, let us go on and have a look at what our comment section is saying. Let us see what our audience is talking about. David Best is talking about LPCN. So what is LPCN? Let us have a look at LPCN very quickly. Okay, we don't have that in the list. So I'll say LCPN. LPCN, sorry. LPCN. LPCN, come on. Benadryl, don't do this to me in a live stream. Okay, LPCN. Liposine Inc. Okay, I don't know what Liposine Inc. does. It's jumped significantly. It's gone up 18.04%. Whoever had stock that would have made big money, even if they had bought it yesterday. They would be up almost 20%. It's looking phenomenal. I think EPS has come bang on track. Revenue was down compared to the estimate by 73.33%. I don't know why it's going up. There should be something in the SEC 10Q report. I'll check it out and get back to you the next session. So friends, that kind of brings me to an end of today's session. And after this, I'm just going to go and sleep I have a stuffy nose. I have allergies. I have taken Benadryl. And my dogs are not that good today. So I'll catch up with you again. I hope you guys are having a great day in the market. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now.